Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Cads Football Talks. How you all doing? Yeah, afternoon, guys. Okay, so we had some, we had some news, didn't we? So we had Sir Jim Ratcliffe come out saying, we're gonna back Ruben Amorim for 3 years. I thought, what is this dickhead doing? Do you know what I mean? What are you on about? 3 years? Yeah, well, we're gonna give him 3 years, and I'm just like. Yeah, all right. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of backing a manager, but you've got to have some sort of substance behind it. You've got to have an idea. Like what I didn't like about him, and look, I'm not going over the top here. I'm not here to exaggerate. Of course, probably what he means is obviously we're looking to back the manager, and obviously he needs time to get his system, to get his thingy right. And I'll go into that in a bit more detail. My opinion of this system takes time, bollocks, right? But so he needs time, and I like it, right? On the surface, it's backing the manager. This is what us fans have been talking about for a long time. We don't want the change because it messes it up, and every time we sack a manager, it gets worse. But comparing us to Arsenal, and I think what he was trying to say is that look at Arsenal. They had a terrible start, and now look at them. Yeah, they finished second. Great, that's good for Arsenal. I get what he's trying to say. It's a strong team structure, but they haven't won anything, right? And if your goal is to be like a team that hasn't won anything, then I'm not really on board with that. And number two, I don't want owners comparing us to Arsenal. Now, look, this is what's pissing me off, right? Yes, we haven't won the league since 2013, right? But do not think for a second, anybody else, do not think that we are not sleeping giants. Do not think that when I watched a game the other day that AC Milan, I think it was 2009 game to get into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Wayne Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, Park Ji-sung, that team from all the way back from class of 92 all the way up 99 at the treble. I've looked back on that because I wasn't, I was born in 95, so unfortunately I didn't get to experience or go to Old Trafford for the year of 99 game at Old Trafford, that sort of year, that season, right? But I have been to games, and I have that 2008 where we won the Champions League, where we won the Premier League, and I'm just getting a bit sorry. What I'm saying is that mentality. Do you know what I love about being a Manchester United fan? Is that that team would fight no matter what. And it's about being a United fan, the theatre of dreams, the place that people would go and just shit themselves, basically. Yeah. And I know what you're going to say. We're not like that anymore. That that's living in the past. You can't tell me that as long as the club is still going, as long as the club is still alive, as long as Manchester United is a real thing, we are never going to die. Man United will never die. We may be fucking gone off the path for a little bit, but we may be coming back because there's some news about that, obviously. Are the Glazers going to screw Ineos, and now their 18-month, whatever it was, their rights to sell again or something like that, where Ineos can't do jack shit about it unless they match the offer? Are they going to sell to this secret investor, this Turkish guy who's the boxing promoter who bought WWE, who said he's, the quote was, best news I've heard all day. United are in advanced stages, in the advanced stages of discussions to possibly get a new investor. Hope these owners are better than the last. I mean, if that's not fucking a bomber, I don't know what is. Obviously, it hasn't been dismissed. There's potential behind it. We can kind of get excited, but I don't want to get too excited. But Manchester United, right, is every single fan is a family. When you go to the Bishop's Blaze, all right, when you go to the Old Trafford pub, just to be there with every single person who supports Manchester United knows what it means to be a Manchester United fan. They know it's, you've got to be, there's a character about you. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Arsenal fans, gimps, you know what I mean? You Liverpool fans, you know what I mean? They got fair play to them. They got some European, stature. All right, we get it. Our biggest rivals. I understand. Liverpool, yeah. They got some. All right, my brother's a Liverpool fan. Don't ask me how that turned out, but I love him to death. We get on really well. But we're rivals in the football world. Well, maybe Liverpool. They got some. They can be. I don't want to add them into this too much, but they are the rivals. So I think I'll be biased on the hate speech to them. But Manchester United fans, like, we're not delusional. We just know what it means, and we know, and we've seen with our own eyes what kind of strength, what kind of grit it takes, what we see on the pitch, shooting from outside the box, never giving up. We know we're the first team to win a treble, like in the Premier League, the Champions League. We are the sleeping giants, and I don't care what anybody says. You can say we're out of it for 10, 12, 13 years, mate. We are the biggest, okay? You can say, and that's why everybody loves to hate on us. That's why everybody calls us shit. That's why everybody says the glory days are gone, because they know once we get it tweaked right, once we start playing again, once we get the fucking Glazers, Ineos, out of this club, and we have proper backing, we're going to be unstoppable. We're going to be reigning for the next 10, 20 years again. You can't even tell me nothing, because this club, there's too much magic behind it. You know, I know about the buzz, you know, Bobby Charlton, that history, you know, I've looked up that. Obviously, I wasn't around at that time, but, you know, the core of this club is magical. Being a Manchester United fan is absolutely the best. I love it. I even if we lose, and I want to punch myself. I want to punch the team, right? Because I know that this team is magic, and I know it's only a matter of time before we're back on top. We're never going to die. Never say die. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a Game of Thrones reference. I don't care. I'm just kind of speaking... I'm talking shit, gibberish. I'm probably not even making sense. I don't even know how to get this out. But Man United fans all around the world, we are the fucking bollocks, all right? This team is the bollocks, okay? Maybe not this team right now, but the club, all right? And if the owners want to try and run it into the ground, even better, right? Because if they want to try and run this club into the ground, we will get sorted one day, and we will be back. And you can bet your money on it that I'm going to be going in every single motherfucker's face and just laughing and whatever. You know, if we're back in the top of the league again, you can bet I'm going to be trolling everybody. So fucking wait for that. Anyway, now we got off that sort of text. Right, let's get back to this whole possible takeover, maybe investment. You know, I know people don't want to get their hopes up, and I understand that. I'm the same. You know, I'm getting a bit giddy now. Maybe it's because of the excitement that I think maybe we're going to get rich investors and we'll be back. Maybe, I don't know. But no, I'm just sick of seeing people put Man United down, or using us, or using our downfall for clicks. Fuck off, mate. All right, we're the best. Stuck on that, innit? Anyway, back to this video. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So, could we have potential new investors? I don't know. Oh God, can you just imagine if this club gets money again? Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, you know, the Glazers out of this club and a full ownership from, I think it's UAE investors or something like that. Obviously not a journalist, so I don't know the details. I can get it up on Twitter or whatever. But you've seen the tweets, haven't you? You know, they're all out, like, you know. And obviously Sky Sports are even putting out 9 hours ago, there is a potential that the Glazers could sell the entire club. You know what I mean? It's doing the rounds. It is doing the rounds, man. I can't, honestly. It's actually quite exciting. You know, I'm really hoping this turns into something, because that'd just be the best news ever. But. What else? I think I heard on Twitter, saw Bruno possibly confirms an exit. Look, I've said this before. Get rid of the dead wood, and you know, again, I compare it to the Ozil and Aubameyang situation at Arsenal. Like, in that sense, like there's certain players sometimes that the big name players are actually the ones, you know. To get rid of them, to get rid of the big name players in your club is also restarting, because Bruno, Maguire, Shaw, Delot, they're part of a team that lost 7-0 at Anfield. They're part of a system that they're part of a mentality. Whether they mean well, whether they want to do well, they are not a winning team. It's not a winning team. You know, when I saw the contract about Maguire having one more year, because they appreciate his mentality. Because he got shit for ages, and then he decided to play a bit better and managed to deal with the hate. That's amazing. Love you, Maguire. Well done, brother. Well done, you. You didn't let people knock you back, and you came back fighting. We can aspire to learn from that, and I appreciate that. But, you know, you're 30-something, you're going to be 33 or whatever. We don't want that dead wood in the club. We need to start fresh. We need to get the players with the right mentality, but we also need the players with the right mentality and the physicality who can play in this league and not be getting caught offside to Brentford. You You know, Ruben Amorim, this fucking system, man, it's pissing me off. The shit. You know, I'm not going to go in on Ruben Amorim currently right now, even though, because I'll do a separate video for that. But yeah, my thoughts aren't. I'm not overly fond of the fucking manager and what the results he's getting. So let's just put it there, right? I think he talks a good game, but you know, talk is cheap when we're not getting results. So I'm starting to not pay interest to his press conferences anymore, because you know it's a lot of this and a lot of action, and you know, speak with your actions. You know what I mean? Say less on the fucking press conferences and actually get some fucking results, get some back-to-back wins, my mate. You know what I mean? This is a fucking big club. You know what I mean? And people are, the Glazers, the owners, are just letting this shit rot. You know what I'm saying? So let's get these new investors in from wherever they are, pump a load of money back into the club, get rid of all the shit, get the squad we need, and get that mentality drilled in. Get the right people in the club who want with a strong structure, with a spine, and you know, and enough of this player power crap where players are deciding how shit goes and shit runs. You know what I mean? I know Ruben Amorim, I'm sure Ineos are trying to do their best to try to change that, right? But Ruben Amorim's trying to change the mentality of the club, but he can't seem to get results with his coaching tactics and his coaching. You know, a coach is supposed to fucking get results. So how can the players look up to him when he can't even fucking get results? So he's not really a winning mentality at the club, is he? The Glazers have just run this club into the ground and just taken every penny out of it. Ineos seem to think that this is a 25-year plan. We're going to win the league in 2088. You know what I mean? That's what they think. Let's just take our time. It's all fucked. I get it. It's all messed up. And us fans are fuming. It's all fucked, right? But this is why this investment news is so powerful to us all, and we're all trying to put it on the back burner. We're all trying to sit there going, you know, does it matter? Does it not? Like, oh no, not that. Sorry. We're all trying to just basically not get our hopes up. But that's how much we're all dying inside. That's how weak we've all become mentally as fans. We've just let the media, we've let the performances, we've let this hope of, you know, and all of it stems from the owners, because they've just not given a fuck, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we have to try and stay sane somehow. And our second place finishes, our Europa League wins, you know, there has been moments in this where we've tried to drag along, and you know, that's the whole point about Manchester United. Even though we are being ran into the ground by our owners, even though our manager is a politician and doesn't know one thing about coaching, even though all of this shit and all these players can't be fucked, or they turn up one day and can't be asked, even all that shit currently going on in the club, we still manage to win stuff because it's in the club's DNA. You can't erase Manchester United. You can kick it down, you can piss on it, you can stick it in the mud, but we will still win stuff. Clubs like Arsenal, who are so fucking good, have only won an FA Cup. We've won more than that, and we're fucking terrible. What does that tell you? The club, Manchester United, is the fucking bollocks, all right? And anybody that says nothing is fuck you. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, the main point of this video is I hope we get new investors. I hope the fucking Glazers go and we pump money into this club. Number 2, every Manchester United fan out there, walk with your head held high. Don't ever let anybody tell you shit when it comes to football, because we're the fucking bomb diggity bomb. Do you know what I'm saying? We are the John Gottis of football, right? Yeah, we're going for a shit time, but we still achieved more than half these clubs talking shit. Anyway, anyone doing well in the league, Manchester City, Arsenal, we're way above them in trophies and shit. So they can suck on our left nut, mate. Do you know what I mean? Thank you very much. Every single person who is a United fan, I love you. And if you're a good person, but you support another club, you're good too. But you know what I mean? And that's what I got to say. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video, guys.